Have you ever noticed that the people you love the most can often be the most difficult to talk to, especially if one or both of you gets triggered? And when somebody gets triggered, you can get stuck in that downward spiral to hell, where the harder you try to communicate, the worse things get, and the worse things get, the harder you try to communicate, and the harder you try to communicate. You got the idea. It sucks. So wouldn't it be helpful to know what the 5 communication mistakes are that cause most of the triggering, so you can avoid triggering the ones that you love the most? Because once they get triggered, it will stop open and honest communication in its tracks and block any chance of intimacy, emotional, physical, sexual intimacy. It's all down the tubes. So what one of my mentors, a guy named Tony Robbins, once told me, and you probably know who he is, that the quality of your relationships based on the quality of your communication. And what I've added to that is when that communication falls apart, your relationship's not far behind. Hi, my name is Paul Sterling, and for over 25 years, I've been helping couples resolve conflicts, clear up misunderstandings, and communicate better so that both of them feel heard, understood, and valued. And what I've noticed is that almost every couple, starting with the ones that are just starting to date to the ones that have been married for over 30 years, they tend to make one or more of these 5 communication mistakes on a regular basis. And it does so much damage to their relationships. So what I've also noticed is that every person seems to have a dominant communication mistake, sort of a go-to mistake that they make under pressure that pretty much guarantees to bring almost every conversation to a screeching halt. Now, this is the overriding mistake that you make over and over again, but it's not your fault. Most likely, you don't even know you're making it. All of a sudden, your partner's triggered and you're going like, what happened? So this is critical. I was once told that a problem clearly defined is a problem half solved. So let's define the problem. Let's figure out what the mistakes are so that we can work you towards a solution. And when this came to me, I didn't exactly like hearing what I'm about to tell you myself. I didn't like hearing that I was making these mistakes, but and I made them more than once, by the way. And I know when you're taking this quiz, it's going to be tempting for you to point out the mistakes your partner makes. It's so much easier. But the problem with that is it's not very empowering for you. So go through this, answer the questions, and get the most out of this quiz. Take the quiz for you, not for them, but take it for you. Answer the questions as honestly as you can. Discover the mistakes you make. Watch your communication transform when you stop making them, and watch your relationship transform. So discover the mistakes you make and make a couple of simple changes and watch your communication transform. Did I just already say that? Okay. You will feel so empowered. And when you stop doing damage and start a flow of open and honest, intimate communication instead. Almost overnight, some problems that have been haunting the relationship for years, you'll be able to solve it. So just to give you an idea of what's up and coming, mistake number 1 will cause your partner to stop listening to you and shut down emotionally and pull away basically as fast as they can. Mistake number 2, it causes an incredible amount of conflicts and distance in almost any relationship. Mistake number 3 cause about 90% of the misunderstandings you have. This one is so simple to fix once you know what it is and know what the solution is. Mistake number 4 makes it almost impossible for those important conversations to have those important conversations with your partner. Mistake number 5, this one is the big intimacy blocker. It was the hardest one for me to overcome, but when I did, it made a huge difference. Okay, so what's so great about this quiz is that it can help you identify which of the mistakes is causing you the most problems just by asking you a few simple questions and getting your honest answers. Now, go take the quiz, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you.